Ticker News with Aaron Young. This is Ticker Today.
Hello there, thanks for joining me. President Trump has proclaimed today as Liberation Day, pledging a revival of prosperity for the United States through fresh tariffs. He's announced a new executive order enforcing reciprocal tariffs, stating that if other nations tax US goods, the United States will respond with equivalent measures, but 10% across the board. Forecasts suggest international travel to the United States will now drop sharply this year, fueled by global frustration over tariffs and messaging from the Trump administration. The United States now reaffirming its unwavering support for Taiwan as China conducts extensive military exercises off its coast. TikTok is approaching a pivotal deadline that could determine its future in the United States, with creators and brands remaining cautiously hopeful about the app's fate. Wall Street saw a rally today, the Dow closing over 200 points higher amid optimism surrounding President Trump's latest tariff initiatives. But that futures index, which was pointing up at the 4 o'clock close, is now pointing south. This is Ticker Today, the latest news, business and tech shaping our world. Let's get started. First today, President Trump declaring the day as Liberation Day, promising a return to a golden age for the United States through these new tariffs. He confirmed an executive order for reciprocal tariffs, suggesting that if other countries impose tariffs on the US, the United States will respond in kind. Trump believes the move will rejuvenate American jobs and factories, claiming that consumers will benefit from stronger competition and lower prices. But his views do contrast sharply with those of automotive executives who express concerns over potential price hikes and decreased global competitiveness. Donald Trump also slapping new tariffs on Australia effective immediately. Senior government sources now confirming they're expecting a 10% tariff on all Australian exports. Here's part of the president's announcement, the Rose Garden at the White House.
In a few moments, I will sign a historic executive order instituting reciprocal tariffs on countries throughout the world. Reciprocal, that means they do it to us and we do it to them. Very simple, can't get any simpler than that. This is one of the most important days, in my opinion, in American history. It's our declaration of economic independence. For years, hardworking American citizens were forced to sit on the sidelines as other nations got rich and powerful, much of it at our expense. But now it's our turn to prosper, and in so doing, use trillions and trillions of dollars to reduce our taxes and pay down our national debt, and it'll all happen very quickly. With today's action, we are finally going to be able to make America great again, greater than ever before.
Meanwhile, international travel to the United States is expected to decline significantly this year, driven by widespread anger over tariffs and rhetoric from the Trump administration. A leading travel forecasting company has anticipated a nearly 10% drop in arrivals, which is double the previous predictions. High-profile border incidents and also diplomatic tensions have deterred potential visitors to the US, particularly from Canada, where travel could plunge by 20%. The downturn expected to impact airlines, hotels and popular tourist sites across the US. Experts warning the financial implications could total billions of dollars in lost spending and thousands of job losses. The US has reiterated its strong support for Taiwan as China continues extensive military drills off its coast. Following China's provocative joint exercises, the United States highlighted its commitment to partners like Taiwan, warning against Beijing's destabilizing tactics. China's military has been conducting operations simulating assaults and also blockades, intensifying tensions right across the region. Taiwan's defense ministry reported the highest number of Chinese aircraft and vessels near the island in months, prompting a robust response from the Taiwanese forces. Analysts note that these actions may signal Beijing's growing aggression as concerns over a potential crisis in the Taiwan Strait increase. TikTok faces a critical deadline that could impact its future in the US as creators and brands remain cautiously optimistic about the app's survival. Many, like creator Gianna Christine with 2.7 million followers, are preparing for any outcome while also expanding their presence on other platforms. President Trump suggests a deal may be reached before the April 5 deadline, boosting hopes that TikTok can continue operating. Meanwhile, creators have been diversifying their content across platforms like Instagram and YouTube, reflecting a shift in their strategy. All eyes have been on the White House from investors around the world, stocks surging on Wall Street as the Dow closed more than 200 points higher in anticipation of President Trump's new tariffs. The S&P 500 and Nasdaq also posted gains. Tesla shares climbing just over 5%. A news report out today that Elon Musk could be stepping back from his Doge role. The White House announcing tariffs will take effect immediately, raising concerns about potential impact on various industries. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent confirming the duties will set a maximum cap, urging countries to lower tariffs amounts thereafter. As uncertainty now looms, investors remaining hopeful for a more favourable tariff level than the previously suggested 20%. The President announcing a flat 10% on all trading partners.